Welcome to the Insurance Brokers Podcast, Helpful Hints. Here we break down the best, most informative bits of our full-length interviews.
Mike, your background is across all different parts of the industry, isn't it? But currently you're in a membership organisation. So if we're talking about employee welfare, or we're talking about client support, or we're talking about membership welfare, how do you sit with what David said?
Yeah, I don't. Well, most surprisingly, I actually agree with David, which I didn't when all the time we worked together at AXA, but that's another sort of story. But I probably come at it at sort of a different angle. So I think CSR, has to be led from the top. It has to be led from boardrooms. And it's very much sort of what I've seen, that it used to be a little bit of a tick box exercise. Okay. And, but now, you see that, corporate governance and the need to have a real interactive CSR sort of policy, which is cascaded down, and therefore big organisations such as AXA, and it's really encouraging to hear what David said with his examples, that, they're not only walking the walk, but they're talking the talk in terms of doing it and taking that into sort of key departments, such as claims, so that, the end customer, actually sort of feels the warmth and that sort of CSR sort of responsibility from that perspective. I'm sure we'll come back to it. It'll be interesting, certainly from Graeme and David's view, is to, when you bring in sort of risk management, whether, CSR and risk managers are actually integrated or whether they're separate, because, I think that would be quite an interesting discussion to see whether they're still working in silos, because, they should be aligned in sort of my view. But certainly sort of from a MGAA sort of perspective, we have a number of our sort of, so a number of our suppliers sort of offer sort of CFR sort of guidance or the themes, policies, and really interactive. And I can only speak for our 160 odd members that, they treat that enormously seriously. But again, I would have to say that I think it's something which has really taken on a high profile, but wasn't necessarily sort of, enacted as serious as it maybe 10 years ago.
I like, you've both kind of picked up on this. Corporate social responsibility is now starting, and I think COVID's got an awful lot to say for that, to infiltrate into and cascade down into the actual client-facing employee benefits. So it's almost well-being, not just to the outer world, but to your own organisation, is starting to be taken much, much, much more seriously.